Hi, it's Chef Rick, and today I'm going to show you how to make lemon curd.
Okay, here we go. One of the most requested ones here. So we're going to make lemon curd. First thing we're going to do is remove the zest from 4 lemons. So when you're removing zest, use the thinnest smallest setting that you've got, or the second smallest setting that you've got on the grater, and just take your time. Do single strokes down. Don't go back and forth, because all you want to do is remove the bright yellow rind, if you like, the peel. The white underneath, or the pith, is what you don't want. So if you just kind of grate and grate and grate, you're going to get lots of that bitter pith. And that's the last time I'll say that, because I know it's hilarious. But you are just trying to take off the rind. So just work your way around slowly. Keep feeling with your thumb any kind of heavier bits of rind on there. Just grind against, but that'll do. Leave it like that. Don't try and be too clever. You don't need to remove all of it. But what you want to make sure is that when you have done that, that's the sort of colour that you're looking for. You don't want any of the white bits in there. You want that to be all yellow. Likewise, if you're doing a lime or an orange, you'd want it to be green or orange. You just don't want any of the white bits in there. So leave that out. That's 4 lemons which have been zested. So we've removed all the rind off those on the smallest setting. And that's what you're left with there. Bright yellow. Lovely. Now we're going to juice those lemons. A lemon that's actually had the zest taken off is even easier to juice. It's kind of softer, so take the zest off before you juice them. Otherwise, doing it like this afterwards would be a nightmare. Whilst I am juicing these lemons, I'm going to ask you if you would please hit like below. And also, if you don't subscribe to my videos, could you please hit subscribe? Only if you want to, obviously, but it's free for you and it's great for me, so I'd really appreciate it. That's that. Okay, so now we're juicing the lemons. Just throw a lemon juicer. That's going to leave us with the juice, and then we've got the zest separately as well. So there's all the lemon juice. Okay, so we're going to need 3 eggs and 1 egg yolk. So 3 full eggs, both yolk and white. There they are. And now we just need the egg yolk. So I'll show you how to separate an egg. You just crack it near the higher point of the egg like that. Lift off the top. Check it first of all to make sure that the yolk is all intact. If it is all mixed and combined, I'm afraid you can't separate them at that point. But if it still is all together, I would lean it sideways like that, just to show that gravity can do a lot of the work in pulling off the majority of the white like that. You'll see the yolk will stay inside the shell. And now just pass that yolk between your fingers back and forth. Like I say, if it's already split, you've no chance of doing this. But if your yolk's together, you can be quite... you can handle it, don't be afraid of that. And then drop that in. So although it looks like 4 eggs in there, it's actually 3 eggs and 1 egg yolk. Whisk those together. Just with a hand whisk like that. Don't use an electric one. You don't want this to become completely like thin. You still want it to have its a little bit of texture to it. But that's it. Just whisk together the eggs. And now we're going to make a bain-marie, like we seem to do in most videos recently. I'm just putting my finger in there to show you how much water is in the bottom of the bain-marie. And then we put a heat-proof bowl over the top. This is indirectly heating the bowl, so you do not want the water to touch the bowl. So if you lift it out there and any drips off the bottom, you know it's touching. That test won't work later on because of the steam, of course. So in that bain-marie, when it's nice and hot, you put in the butter. All the quantities, of course, are in the description below. The lemon juice. The grated lemon zest, and the granulated sugar. Mix all that together until the butter is melt, and just give it an occasional stir. Check the bottom, make sure it's not too violently boiling away, but that's absolutely perfect. And there it is, all mixed. To that, you are then going to add the eggs. And give them a gentle whisk here, just to make sure everything's combined. And that's all you're looking to do. You want one solid colour now. You want it because you've put in 2 different textures. Obviously, the lemon juice and sugar mixture that was in there with the butter. Then you added the egg, so it kind of went like an attractive-looking cloud, but it was a different type of mix of colours. But you want to just give it a quick whisk till it's all combined and it's all one lovely colour. Super, super thin at this stage. That's how you want it. You want this to be a very thin liquid at this point. And now let that cook in a bain-marie. And every 5 minutes, or you're going to be watching this the whole time, but every 5 minutes or so I just give it a nice little stir like this with my spatula tool. Keep checking the temperature of the water. Make sure there's water in there as well, of course. You don't want your pan to boil dry. You can see it's thickening now. It's probably had a further 10 minutes and it's just really starting to thicken. You are not looking to get this to the texture of spreadable lemon curd. That will happen when it sets in the fridge overnight. You are looking to get this to a really, really thick kind of sauce, if you like. Way thicker than it was earlier on. So too thin to spread, but thicker than it was when it was just a complete liquid. That's looking about right. Probably needs another 2 minutes. You're there. So here we go. Probably about 2 minutes later. That's about the texture, the consistency we're looking for. So turn the heat off. Remove this from the heat. Don't put it back over the bain-marie because it's still going to be nice and hot. Just leave it on the side, and that's what you're after. That sort of thickness. Now, I'll show you in a minute. I'll stick a wooden spoon in it. If you're using a wooden spoon, the test is always, will it coat the back of a spoon? And that just means that on a wooden spoon, can you do this? You see how I've run my finger through and it's all stayed in one place. That means it's thick enough to coat the back of a spoon, and we're ready. We're done. Let it cool, and then add it to a container. Ideally an airtight container, but if you haven't got a container with its own lid, just cover it with some cling film. You definitely want this in an airtight container if you're planning on keeping it for a long time, although this doesn't last 5 minutes in a fridge, I assure you. Seal it, and then get it in the fridge and leave it overnight. And this is not overnight, this is like 3 days later. You can see that my wife has taken out a fair few divots from it, but you can see how firm it is and that it's nice and set. Glad to see that there's no breadcrumbs in there. I'll praise her for that one. Spread it on toast, use it in tarts, do whatever you will with it, but that is an absolutely beautiful lemon curd, better than anything you'll buy in the shops. Really, really easy to make, absolutely delicious. It's sweet, it's tart, it's just perfect. I really hope you enjoy making it. I hope you do make it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.